I lost 25 pounds without restrictive dieting and without going to the gym. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys exactly how I did that. I went from this to this, and honestly, these photos only reflect a 15-pound difference. I was extremely shocked myself because the truth is, I wasn't intentionally trying to lose weight. Like, I wasn't not trying to lose weight, but weight loss wasn't my ultimate end goal. I was going through one of the most eye-opening moments in my life and ended up deciding to take matters into my own hands by adjusting the lifestyle that I was living. To sum it up quickly, I was basically experiencing joint pain one after the other on a daily, and it got so bad to a point where I almost gave up on my life. I remember thinking to myself, if I'm 22 experiencing all the things that I'm experiencing now, well, at the time, I can only imagine how much pain I'd be in if I was like 40 or 50. And yeah, it was just a really, really tough time in my life. So ultimately, if it's one thing that you could take out of this video, you have to have a why. If you don't have a purpose to whatever you're doing in life, honestly, chances are you're not really gonna get far. Motivation only lasts so long. Motivation is temporary. I had my highs and my lows, but what gets me to get back to those highs? For one, I don't wanna go back to that point in my life. And also, when I'm 40, when I'm 50, I want to be able to like live still. You know, if my kids ever end up having children, I want to be able to be like an active grandparent. You know, there's gonna be moments where you're not want to do what you need to do, and what's gonna bring you to do what you need to do is your why. Whatever your why is, I am not here to judge, but you have to have a why. In reality, I didn't do much to lose weight. It didn't take a scientific formula. It's actually pretty easy for me to lose weight. Like, as long as I'm doing what I need to be doing, I actually lose weight pretty fast. The hardest part about weight loss for me is consistency. Actually getting up and maintaining the healthy habits, sustaining the healthy habits. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that because we pretty much know what we need to do to lose weight. I ate intentionally. I made sure that I was incorporating a balance of all food groups within my meals. I found alternatives. I also intentionally paid attention to how food actually made me feel. What may work for me like may not work for you. I was also on a calorie deficit. In order to figure out how many calories you need, there's a lot of information out there, but there's calculators online that you can refer to if you want to start counting your calories. A lot of people reduce their calories significantly. It's not sustainable. It's also not healthy to just drastically reduce your calorie intake, but to each his own. I know there's a lot of people who despise counting calories, and I completely understand that because it can get very technical. For me personally, I have to count my calories. I'm not gonna be counting calories forever, but yeah, I have bad eyes anyways, so I can't be eyeballing and pop, like, can't do it. So I need to count my calories. Walking is an underrated exercise. We always hear about people going to the gym and weightlifting, but for me, at first, I wasn't able to go to the gym. Physically, I wasn't capable. And I'm not gonna lie, I did feel a little belittled. I did feel useless because I wasn't able to do these things. But honestly, I wouldn't recommend going from 0 to 100 real quick anyways. I went from pretty much living a sedentary lifestyle. Like, I was a stay-at-home mom, and the only exercise that I was really getting in, or the only movement I should say that I was getting in, was cleaning my house. I went from being, you know, pretty much sedentary to walking outside for 30 minutes there and back. I eventually ended up buying a treadmill. I would speed walk on the treadmill for an hour, and I saw a huge difference. For me personally, when I'm not getting my cardio in or like my steps in, I realize that I don't lose as much weight. Cardio is very important to me. Like, I know there's a lot of people say, oh, you don't need cardio to lose weight, which essentially you don't. But for me personally, cardio is a must. For one, it's low impact depending on the speed that you choose. It's great for your heart. It keeps you active without overcomplicating things. You could throw on a Netflix show, you could throw on YouTube, you could throw on your podcast, whatever you want to throw on. This doesn't mean that you have to do hours and hours of cardio. Walking has literally played a huge role in my weight loss journey. I formed a habit by challenging my mind to stay consistent. There were days when I did not want to get up, or I would try to make excuses to go back into that sedentary lifestyle that I was living. But I had to remember that it is not about perfection, and dwelling on what I could or could not do would literally do nothing for me. It's about showing up every day, working with what I had at the time. I had to keep reminding myself that progress does not equate to perfection. It equates to consistency. And I want to stress this in this video because I feel like this is one of the things that I struggled with the most, and honestly I'm still working on till this day. Having an all or nothing mindset will literally get you nowhere. The only thing that it does is set you back. There would be days where I would suddenly put in my all, and yes, I would end up seeing progress over time, but as soon as life hit, I would find myself in this cycle of having to restart over and over again. And just to be clear, there's a difference between resetting and getting back on track. And for me, each reset felt like I was getting further and further away from where I actually wanted to be. It took me a long time to realize that it was never about perfection, and understanding that my 100% today could look something very different than my 100% tomorrow. But at the end of the day, it's still 100%, right? Also remembering that this journey that I'm in is just a journey. It's not a destination. And that is why I feel like it's very important at the beginning, focus less on the end goal, focus more on building the healthier habits, on the foundation that ultimately will lead you into a healthier lifestyle. In my next video, I will be speaking all about healthy habits that I have incorporated into my life that has changed my mindset and that has promoted the 25 pounds that I lost unintentionally. So if you are struggling with healthy habits, subscribe and stay tuned, as I do hope to help you help yourself. But in all honesty, majority of us know what we need to do to lose weight. We know that we need to limit the processed foods. We know that we need not to eat junk food, because junk food is not healthy. We know that we need to incorporate a lot more vegetables, whole foods, superfoods. We know that we need to move more. We know that we need to be intentional. The real challenge isn't knowing though. Like, it's showing up for yourself even on days when you don't feel like it. It's making small choices every day that add up over time. At the end of the day, there's no secret formula. It's about finding what works best for you. That's it for this video. I really do hope that I've helped you out. I hope that I gave you guys some motivation if you guys are on a weight loss journey yourself. I know that I am. I still anticipate losing an additional like 60 pounds or so. But just remember, progress takes time. And the most important thing is, again, staying consistent in a way that works for you. Do not compare yourself to nobody else's journey, because this is your journey and yours alone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to have you back. Let me know in the comments what's been helping you on your journey, and we'll see you guys in my next video.